Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we've got one of the most requested videos we've ever had here on the channel to review and look over and get my thoughts on all 8 of Nike's current rotation of running shoes here in 2022. So I've got all my thoughts on these shoes in a little quick fire video to give you those facts and figures, the pros, the cons and everything you need to help you with your buying decisions. So sit back, relax, let's get this big video done. So it's great to see you again, guys. Thanks for joining us for another video. If you're new around here, my name's Ben Parks at 225 Marathoner. Now, I've been testing these shoes out for quite a long time now over this year. Bought these all 100% with my money. Cost us £1,345 to put this video together, but we want to make sure we've got the right pair on your feet. There's nothing in this video sponsored. We're doing this completely off our own back to help you get that information. So we're talking about what I like about each of these shoes, what I don't like, really most importantly, what their intended use is as well, the price and some facts and figures about each one. So up on the screen now, Sarah's going to put a list of the 8 shoes that are in for test at the moment and the relative timestamps if you want to move around in the video and just see some facts about that shoe. Now there are a few Nike shoes that are a little bit cheaper, around about that sort of £40–50 mark. They're really not very good, to be perfectly honest. So if you're looking for something below £100, we'd always recommend something like the Reebok Float Ride or the Puma, I've forgotten the name of it, but we'll put it just here down below. Right, let's get stuck into this video now. We're starting out with the Streakfly. So starting out, we've got the Streakfly, Nike's lightest shoe, coming in at about 210 grams in my UK size 12. No carbon plate in here at all. There's a 6mm drop and a 32mm stack height at the back. Now for me, I feel the intended use for this is doing things like your speed sessions, so your interval sessions, shorter races, what I mean by shorter, 5Ks, 10Ks, and also if you like doing some strides at the end of your run. What I really like about this shoe is it's so lightweight. It gives a really natural feel when you're running in it, really nice turnover as you get up to speed, really good lockdown with these laces, nice secure fit. But the main drawback with this shoe is that for the vast majority of people, there are faster options out there. It really is the proper, true, world-class elites that are going to be strong enough to get a real performance benefit out of this shoe. But if you like a nice lightweight shoe, nice natural running form, get that turnover up, improve your running form as well, it's a really solid option. Moving on, we're going to have a look at the ZoomFly 5, Nike's latest shoe in this lineup, their newest one to come out. Now for me, the intended use for this is for long training runs, maybe some tempo runs, some steady runs. Yes, you could use it for some interval work as well, some longer reps. It's really hard to give an exact thing of where this shoe fits into the lineup. It's a bit of an anomaly. But for me, a little bit on the heavy side for racing and some shorter races and things like that, some shorter work, it's just a little bit too heavy, coming in at 358 grams. There is a plate in this shoe, pretty sure it's one of the plastic plates in here. 8mm drop between the back of the shoe and the front, 36mm stack height at the back. My main pros, it's super comfortable, it's durable, and it's got this super grippy outsole, so if you're running in some wet weather or anything like that, really good performance there. In terms of my negatives, yeah, as I said, it's heavy, it's bulky, this sort of brick-like feel. It kind of annoys me. They've got the ZoomX branding all on side, and it's just some a little bit of recycled ZoomX in the middle of the shoe, and then a carrier foam all around. So it's really not a ZoomX feel shoe. So today's question of the day is, what is the most fun shoe you've ever run in? One that brings a smile to your face. Let us know down in the comments. It'd be great to hear your thoughts. It doesn't have to be a Nike shoe at all. Next on the list is the Tempo Next Percent, which I don't currently have, but I really promise you we've got lots of footage of me running it, and I've had about 6 or 7 pairs of this shoe. I just don't currently have it because they kept breaking. We'll come on to that in a minute. Stack height around about 42mm at the back, 10mm drop, and weight a little bit on the heavy side, around 324 grams, and there is a plastic plate inside the shoe as well. For me, I'd describe the shoe as something to do your faster daily runs in. So as the name suggests, some tempo runs, some speed sessions. It's really meant as a really good training companion to the Alphafly with the AirPods in the bottom. A little bit more of a cheaper version of the Alphafly. What I really liked about the shoe is it was super comfortable. You got a really nice lockdown fit, the lacing system. They didn't have many eyelets on there, but it didn't really matter, just hugged the foot really nicely. If you're a forefoot runner, really taking advantage of the AirPods at the front of the shoe, landing nicely there, getting a really good energy return. And Nike do market this shoe as a durable version, a long distance version, at many more miles than the Alphafly, adding some of the React foam in there. And moving on to the negatives, I did a 400-mile review of this shoe and said it was fantastic. The day after I uploaded that shoe, my AirPods bust in it, and they just kept busting on about 5 or 6 shoes I had after this. Nike were very good and they changed them, but it just kept happening. Really quite frustrating. And there's lots of talk out there of this happening with other people as well. Some people just seem to get away with it, but it's something to really note that I had a lot of problems with this shoe. It's also very much on the noisy side, and like a lot of Nike shoes at the moment, on the heavy side as well. But overall, when it's working, it works really well. Good fun, brought a smile to my face. Right, moving on to the Vaporfly 2, maybe the most famous race shoe of all time. Won countless marathons all around the world. One of my favorite shoes that I've ever worn, without a doubt. Now, this is suited for all different types of racing and your speed sessions as well. So anywhere you're gonna be running fast, this is something that's gonna really work for you. 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, marathons, even longer. I've seen people run 100-mile ultras in this shoe. It just delivers at all sorts of different distances. What I really like most about this shoe is that all-out speed. It is so fast, it's really light, it's got fantastic cushioning, looks after your legs on those long runs. In terms of the negatives, well, it's just a little bit on the expensive side compared to some of the rivals from Adidas or Saucony, and it's only good for around about 200 Ks, just over 100 miles of that all-out sort of springiness that you're gonna get from the foam, that really good energy return. You can run thousands of Ks in this shoe, but for that peak performance period, just about 200 Ks, which isn't that much. So a lot of people buy this, do a few of their long training runs in it, and then just get it ready for race day. In terms of the stats, super nice and light, about 255 grams. There's a really sort of stiff carbon plate in the shoe, and an 8mm drop between the back of the front, and around about a 40mm stack height at the back. Gonna set you back about 210 pounds. Right, moving on to the Alphafly 2. This just humongous shoe, Kipchoge's favourite shoe as well, the one he always goes with. Probably the shoe I'll be using at Berlin Marathon this year, but stay tuned to see what we're going to be going with. So the Alphafly 2, suitable for really half marathons and marathons. That is where this shoe's sweet spot is. It's a little bit heavy and bulky to get that all-out speed in your 5 and 10Ks. Some people do use it for that. Let us know if you do. But for me, it really is that half marathon and marathon type shoe. What I like most about this shoe is it really looks after your legs on those long runs. When you get to the back of a marathon, you've done 20 miles, 32 Ks, your legs are still feeling fresh and poppy. There's so much cushioning. The AirPods are doing so much work at the front of the shoe as well. Negatives, really, yeah, it's crazy amount of money, about 270 pounds, super expensive. It is still a little bit on the narrow side. It doesn't look like it's going to be, but through the midfoot area there, it is a little bit on the narrow side still, so wider footed people probably going to be better off in the Vaporfly. In terms of the facts and figures, around about 39mm stack height at the back, 8mm drop in the Alphafly 2, it was 4 in the first edition of the Alphafly. Coming in just over 300 grams for me, so about 50 more than the Vaporfly. There is clearly a very stiff carbon plate in here. It's an odd feeling, big clumpy shoe on the bottom of your feet, but for me, I just find it just delivers so much energy return when I'm out there. My stride length is just that little bit longer, just using that little bit less energy to go the same sort of speeds. Moving on, the Pegasus 39, a real surprising shoe for me this year. The iterations before this were really not very good, but Nike really pulled out a fantastic shoe in the 39. An all-round daily shoe. You can do anything you want in this shoe, all sorts of training, long runs, short runs, any sort of different distances. Clearly, it's not going to be as fast as some of these shoes, but if you just want a one shoe that will do everything pretty well, this is the kind of shoe you should be going for. What I like most about it, super comfortable, really good fit, no hot spots, no rubbing, anything like that, and just good overall all-round performance. Durability, it's holding out pretty well as well, so you can get some good value for money out of this shoe. Just over £100 here in the UK, really fantastic value. The negatives, well, it just doesn't have that all-out speed, as I said, and it is slightly on the heavy side compared to some of its rivals, but not too bad. We're talking looking around about 314 grams here. It's in the okay sort of area. We'd always like our shoes to be a little bit lighter. There's no carbon plate in this shoe. And finally, the stack height, 28mm at the back and around about a 10mm drop. Highly recommended, really good all-round shoe. Quickly guys, if you are finding this video useful, please give it a like and share it with your running friends. If you don't already, subscribe for the latest and greatest running content into your YouTube feed. And also answer today's question of the day. What is your most fun running shoe you've ever had? Moving on to the Nike Pegasus Turbo Nature. I think that's right. But we have got a full review of most of these shoes on the channel. This one was about 3 videos ago. We'll link to all those dedicated reviews down below. Just come out from Nike, a revamp of one of, well, clearly it really was my favorite shoe of all time, the Pegasus Turbo 2. This is their Nature version, which has all these recycled materials in it. It didn't really work for me. It is very much just not as responsive as that first one and a little bit on the heavy side. I've just started using it as a bit of a casual shoe, but it is an okay all-around daily shoe. What I like about it, super comfortable ride, again, good lockdown, really like what they've done around the heel area, really comfortable, no sort of slipping there. But unfortunately, the main drawback with this is the weight. For me, coming in around about 320 grams, it just feels a little bit too bulky. Yeah, it's not much more than this one, but this isn't, you're not really meant to be going all out racing in this. But with the version before this, it was very much a race shoe and it's just a little bit too heavy. It's just bulked out a little bit too much. So not really a recommended one for me, but if you like the looks, you like the design, it's gonna look after you pretty well. There's no carbon plate in this. And in terms of the drop, we've got about a 36mm stack at the back and around a 10mm drop. And finally, maybe the most worn shoe here today, the Nike Invincible version 2. The shoe I wear pretty much almost every day, at least once a day. Great double run day shoe. Now this, very much for easy runs, recovery runs, like all these shoes. You can do other distances with them, but this is where this shoe flourishes. All this Zoom X at the bottom is just so cushioned, a little bit responsive, but it just soaks up those miles and protects your legs. Without doubt, the most comfortable shoe I've ever run in as well. It's fun, it's got a soft, springy ride. It just sort of brings a bit of a smile to your face. I actually ran the big half in this, which was only meant to be an easy run for me at the weekend. That video will be coming out this Sunday, so subscribe to see that video. In terms of the negatives, yeah, it's a little bit on the expensive side, around about £160, given its sort of limited usage. In terms of the stack and the drop, about 37mm at the back, an 8mm drop. And weight, it's heavy. It's the heaviest shoe here, 380 grams. But as a daily trainer, it's looking after your legs. You're not really going to be going too fast in it. It's not the end of the world. There's no carbon plate in this shoe. If you are looking at this, I'd really recommend trying to find version 1, which will probably be a little bit cheaper. The version 2 is very, very minor updates that don't really make all that different. So a lot of people ask, can you recommend a couple of shoes or 2 or 3 shoes to put into a rotation? So if you're looking for a 2-shoe rotation, something like the Nike Pegasus 39 combined with the Vaporfly will sort you out so well. You do most of your runs in this, some of your speed work and your races in this. That is going to be a fantastic combo. If you want to take it up to 3 runs and you don't want to be doing too much work in this, then adding in something like the ZoomFly 5 or the Tempo Next % in there as well to help with that sort of threshold, that speed work. So that's it guys, I hope you found the video useful. Please give it a like, share it with some of your friends that might be looking to buy some new shoes. We've got the new Asics Nova Blast 3 in and the all new Decathlon carbon plated shoe, which we'll be reviewing here on the channel very, very soon. Thank you so much for all the support you give us. Please check out the website benparks.com, the latest hats, merch, and all the training plans to get you where you want to be with your running. So that's it guys, lots of love, keep on working hard and keep on getting it done. And we'll see you in the next one.